A very good morning to all. Today, let's discuss the last portion of this chapter, and that is about safety and first aid. So, you all can take page number 161 in your textbook. So, the first one is the road safety. So, India has the second largest road network in the world. So, the number of motor vehicles are increasing day by day. We all know many road accidents causes because of carelessness. So, for that we need to understand the different road signs. So, here you can see the different road signs. The first road sign is the school zone. The next comes the road sign which says to stop. The next one is overtaking prohibited. It is a sign which shows that overtaking is prohibited. The next sign which shows that horns are prohibited. The next sign, the next road sign is cycles prohibited. This sign, the next sign, that is the pedestrian crossing. The next road sign is men at work. The next one is hump ahead. Next you can see the road sign, that is compulsory left turn. Then no parking road sign, and the last one is compulsory right turn. So these are the different road signs that you need to follow when you are on the road. The next is about first aid. So what is this first aid? So the help that is given to an injured person before the doctor arrives, that is called the first aid. A first aid kit, it should contain cotton wool, bandages, antiseptic creams and some other medicines. So the help that is given to the injured person before the doctor arrives, that is called the first aid. Now let's see first aid for a bleeding nose. So the first thing you need to do is, you need to sit with the head tilted backwards. Then the second thing is, you need to pour tap water on the head. The third thing you need to do is, breathe through your mouth. And the last thing is, do not blow your nose. So these are the first aid for a bleeding nose. The second is first aid for minor burns. That is, if the skin is unbroken, you need to run cool water over the area of the burn, or you can soak it in the cool tap water. And the next thing is, you have to keep the area underwater for at least 5 minutes. Then, after the pain reduces, you have to cover that burnt area with a bandage, or you can just cover it with a clean, dry cotton cloth. And the last step is, you have to protect that burnt area from pressure and friction. The next is first aid for major burns. The first thing you need to do is, if someone is on fire, you have to tell that person to stop, drop and roll. That is the first thing you need to tell to a person if someone is on fire. The next is, you have to wrap the person in thick material to smoother the flames. That is, you have to wrap them in a thick cloth or in a blanket. The next is, dose the person with tap water. Next, you have to cover that burnt area with bandage, or you can use a clean cloth to cover that burnt area. And next, if hands and legs are burnt, what do you need to do? You have to raise them above the level of the heart. Then you have to protect that burnt area from pressure and friction, and you also have to continue to monitor that person's pulse rate and breathing until the medical help arrives. The next is burn injuries. Burn injuries are very painful and they take a very long time to heal. So burn injuries that are caused by road accidents or when we fall, it can be very serious. When a person feels very pain and when they cannot move their body, the injury could be serious. So then you have to shift that person to the hospital immediately. So the first aid for a broken arm. That is, the first thing is, if an arm is injured, then a sling should be tied to provide support and prevent movement. As you can see in picture 163, a sling, it should be tied to provide support and prevent movement. Then you can take a long piece of cloth, Then fold the arm at the elbow, support it with cloth and tie it behind the neck. So that is what you can do when your arm gets broken. That is the first aid for broken arm. The next is insect stings. So insects such as bees and wasps sting. So they can be treated at home. So however, in some people, the insect bites, it can cause serious diseases or it can cause allergic reaction. So that can affect the whole body of that person. So this allergic reaction, it has to be treated by a doctor at once. If not, it can be life-threatening. So that is very, very important. So the first aid for insect stings, that is what you need to do is you can brush off the stinger with a straight edge object, but very important that you should not pull out the stinger. Next is you have to wash that affected area with soap and water. That is the second step. And third step you can do is you can apply a cold pack or a cloth which is filled with ice in order to reduce swelling. So to reduce swelling, you can apply a cold pack or a cloth filled with ice. Then the next is you can apply antiseptic cream. So that is the first aid for insect stings. The next is animal bites. So at times dogs, fox, cats, monkeys, all these suffer from a dangerous disease called rabies. And when a rabid animal, when it bites another person or animal, it can cause disease. So let's see the first aid for animal bites. The first is stop any bleeding by pressing cotton wool on the wound and clean the area thoroughly. The first thing you need to do is you have to clean that area thoroughly. You have to stop any bleeding by pressing cotton wool on the affected area and you need to clean that area neatly. Then next is you have to go to the doctor immediately and you have to take the vaccination. So that is the first aid for animal bites. Then what about snake bite? So rush a person bitten by a poisonous snake immediately to the nearby hospital. So what are the symptoms of poisonous snake bite? That is, it includes the pain. It includes severe pain where bitten. The next is fainting or dizziness or blurred vision, which is another symptom. The next is sweating, vomiting. All these are another symptom of snake bite. Then numbness and tingling, the other symptom of poisonous snake bite. Then first aid for snake bite. What you need to do first is you have to wash that bitten area with soap and water. Then you have to keep that person calm. You have to make that person very calm. Then you have to keep the bitten area lower than the heart. Then you have to tie a cloth tightly near the bitten area to prevent the spreading of venom in the blood. Then you have to monitor vital signs such as breathing and pulse. Then you should not make a cut on the wound. And the next is rush the person immediately to the nearby hospital. So these are the first aid of snake bite. So that is all about the topic safety and first aid. So we are done with all chapters of grade 5. I hope you all understood all the chapters. So you all can go through the exercises of this chapter, chapter number 12. Do complete it. So I wish everyone a good luck for your next academic year. Thank you.